Your mind is not a gentle garden. Left to its own devices, it becomes overgrown with weeds, anxiety, fear, resentment, distraction. They choke out your potential. We water these weeds with every excuse we make, every distraction we chase, every time we choose comfort over character. But what if you could take a flamethrower to those weeds? What if you could install a new operating system, one not based on fleeting feelings, but on unbreakable principles? The ancient Stoics didn't deal in gentle suggestions. They dealt in brutal, unflinching laws of nature and the human mind. These aren't tips, they are mental codes. They are the disciplines of the legionnaire, the emperor, and the philosopher. Today, we are going to go through 8 of them. This isn't about feeling better. This is about becoming better. This is about forging a mind that doesn't crack under pressure, that doesn't falter in chaos, that becomes, for all intents and purposes, unbreakable. Before we dive into the laws, we need to understand the why. Why be brutal with yourself? The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca to Epictetus, started from a single profound premise. We do not control what happens to us, but we have absolute control over how we respond. Most of our suffering doesn't come from the event itself. It comes from our judgment of the event. The obstacle isn't the problem. Our perception of it as a problem is the problem. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, wrote this to himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These brutal laws are the practical tools for seizing that power. They are the mental drills that rewire your judgment, your perception, and ultimately your entire experience of reality. They are brutal not because they are cruel, but because they are honest. They cut through the lies we tell ourselves. This is the path from being reactive to being proactive, from being a leaf in the wind to being the oak tree. Law 1, the law of perception. The obstacle is the way. The first and most fundamental law, you've heard the phrase, but do you live it? Every single thing that happens to you is neutral. It is your perception that labels it good or bad. A traffic jam is an obstacle if you're impatient. It's an opportunity for 20 minutes of quiet reflection or to listen to an audiobook if you're disciplined. Personal story/example. Think of a time you faced a major setback, a project failing, a relationship ending. In the moment, it felt like a disaster. But looking back, did it force you to grow? Did it close a door that needed closing, pushing you toward a better path? That is the law in action. The Stoic doesn't just endure the obstacle, they use it as fuel. Epictetus, born a slave, said, "Lameness is an impediment to the body, but not to the will." Your perception is your will. Rewire it, and you rewire your world. Practical step. The next time you face a bad event, immediately ask, how can I use this? What is this forcing me to learn or to become? Reframe obstacles as your training partners. Law 2, the law of action. Stop talking, start doing. We are the most over-advised and underacted generation in history. We consume endless content on stoicism, on fitness, on success, and we mistake the consumption for the work. Seneca was brutal on this. He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Paralysis by analysis is a form of self-inflicted suffering. Scenario: you're anxious about a difficult conversation. You spend days, weeks, playing it out in your head, rehearsing every possible outcome. The Stoic law? Act. Have the conversation. The reality is almost always less terrifying than the phantom you built in your mind. Action is the antidote to anxiety. Practical step. Identify one thing you've been overthinking. Give yourself a 5-second rule. Count down from 5, and on 1, you physically move to begin the task. No more negotiation with your weaker self. Law 3. The law of volition. Your will is your kingdom. This is about radical ownership. Nothing and no one can make you feel anything without your consent. An insult only lands if you validate it. A provocation only angers you if you surrender your inner peace. Your inner citadel, as Marcus called it, is sovereign territory. Imagine someone throws a gift at you, and you refuse to catch it. To whom does the gift belong? It remains with the thrower. Now, replace gift with insult. If you refuse to accept it, it remains with the person who uttered it. This is the core of emotional sovereignty. Practical step. When offended, practice the pause. Before reacting, say to yourself, "This is an external event. My internal judgment is my own. I choose not to be harmed by this." Law 4. The law of desire. Want what you already have. This is the brutal cure for the disease of more. We are wired to believe happiness is on the other side of the next acquisition, the next promotion, the next car, the next relationship. The Stoics called this the golden prison. You are chasing a horizon that forever recedes. Epictetus instructed, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Personal story. This isn't about giving up ambition. It's about anchoring your happiness in the present. It's the practice of negative visualization, deliberately imagining the loss of what you have, your health, your family, your home. This isn't morbid. It's a psychological tool to instantly vaporize taking things for granted and ignite a profound gratitude for your present reality. Practical step. Every morning, as part of your meditation, list 3 things you have right now that you would grieve to lose. Feel that gratitude viscerally. Law 5. The law of acceptance. Amor Fati. Love your fate. Not just accept it, not just endure it, love it. This is perhaps the most brutal and the most liberating of all the Stoic laws. Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by Stoicism, captured it perfectly. My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Scenario: you miss a flight. You can rage against the airport, the airline, your own timing, or you can look at the situation and say, "This is my fate now. What opportunity does this present?" Maybe it's a forced few hours of uninterrupted reading you wouldn't have otherwise had. Practical step. When faced with an event you cannot change, say the words out loud. "This is my fate. I will find a way to love it or learn from it." This transforms helplessness into agency. Law 6. The law of the inner citadel. The world is noise, your mind is silence. The external world is a circus of distractions, opinions, and chaos. If you outsource your self-worth to it, you will be forever unstable. The Stoic builds an inner citadel, a fortress of solitude within their own mind that no external event can penetrate. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul, especially if you have principles to return to." Practical step. Create a daily inviolable period of silence, even 10 minutes. No phone, no input, just you and your thoughts. This is the maintenance of your citadel. Law 7. The Memento Mori. Remember you will die. This is not a morbid obsession with death. It is a brutal tool to electrify life. Keeping the certainty of your own death at the forefront of your mind is the ultimate prioritization filter. It makes the trivial seem trivial. Example. that pointless argument you're holding on to, does it matter in the face of your mortality? The fear of putting your work out there, what is that fear compared to the regret of a life unlived? Memento Mori is a hammer that shatters cowardice and procrastination. Practical step. Keep a physical reminder on your desk, a skull, a stone, a special coin. Let it be a constant, gentle whisper, is this how you want to spend your one precious life? Law 8. The law of action, not words. Philosophy as a way of life. This is the final summarizing law. Your philosophy is not what you can quote. It's how you live. It's in how you treat the barista who gets your order wrong. It's in how you respond to criticism. It's in the small, invisible choices you make when